Hey everyone, it's Angela with Mystic Moon, bringing you guys a Divine Feminine reading today. So this is going to be for Divine Feminines on the Twin Flame journey. And the topic is going to be what your Divine Masculine wants you to know, how he is feeling about you and your connection, what he's going through, how it's affecting him currently. So we're going to be doing a pick a card style here today. So you have these beautiful nudes that you guys can choose from. These nudes are created by my friend Michele from Wing and Bell. These are organites. And the difference between these nudes and her older nudes, which she still has both now, is the size. These are the originals, and then these are the giant nudes. So there's quite a bit of difference in size. I absolutely love them. So I just got these last night. So these nudes here, for number 1, this is the Archangel Michael, number 2, Archangel Azrael, and number 3, Archangel Shamuel. So you guys can pick them based on the numbers, based on the looks, based on the angels, the crystals, whatever you guys want. I'm going to be using all 16 of my decks here today. And so because this is a pick a card, you guys might just want to go to the timestamp so you guys won't see me shuffling. I'm going to shuffle though right now each deck and let you guys know what it is. So that way you guys can see that the decks have been shuffled. And I'm just going to basically be drawing off the top. That's how we're going to get the messages. These bracelets that I'm going to be using here today are created by Rising Sun Oracle. This one right here is called the Women's Psychic Protection. And then I'm also going to be using this one here, which is called the Women's Ward Off Evil. So I just felt like wearing both of those feminine energies here today in this reading. So you guys just take what resonates and get rid of what doesn't. Let's get started, okay? So let's go ahead and shuffle the cards first, and then we'll get into the timestamp. So not everybody may want to watch this process. That's totally fine. So this deck here, this is my Mystics Midnight Oracle, a great deck for around this time of year. It's great for shadow work, okay? So we're going to go ahead and shuffle this up, and I'm just going to put it to the side. All right. Another great deck for shadow work is my Twin Flame Journey Shadows. As well as my Dark Night of the Soul Tarot. So all 3 of these decks, whether you're on a Twin Flame journey or not, are just great for shadow work. Really great for shadow work. Okay. So this deck here is called the Divine Feminine Healing. Lots of affirmations in this deck. Very positive. This is my biggest deck that I have created. It's 100 cards. This is called Charm Cards. This is one of my newer ones. This is a really cute deck. It's called the Tall Tales Cat Crew. These are actual pictures of my cats, okay? These are my kitty cats in photos with some positive, just little keywords and sayings. This one is called Twin Flame Angel Numbers. These are different numbers that you might see on your journey and what they could mean. Doesn't have to mean these things. It's just when I channeled this deck, that's what it meant for me at the time. This one is called Spirits of Darkness and Light Divination deck. This could also be somewhat of a shadowy deck because there are some, positive, like dark and light energies in this deck. This one is called Depths of the Sea, and this is really beautiful. It's very serene with a lot of, it's all ocean themed. This is a great deck for love. It's called Arrows of Love Oracle. The artwork on it is, just kind of cute and pastel-y, kind of animated. This is a great deck. This is called Connections for the Modern World. So some of you guys with same-sex connections, this would be an excellent deck for that, but it can be used universally. Signs from Spirit Love Oracle. So this one has a lot of different numbers as well as different objects and things that you might see on your path and what they could mean for you or represent. This one is my Twin Flame Journey Oracle. This is my very first deck I ever created. A lot of people love this deck. And this is the matching tarot that goes with it, Twin Flame Journey Tarot. This one right here is called the Twin Flame Journey Messages, number 1. Oops. And this is a volume 2. All right, you guys, so everything is shuffled, and I'm just going to, like I said, be drawing one card from each deck in order to build this message from your Divine Masculine. So if you chose number 1 here, the Archangel Michael Nude, I'm just going to put it right there, and I'm going to take these 2 and put them over here. All right, guys, so if you chose number 1, Archangel Michael Nude, let's go ahead and start building the message from your Divine Masculine to you. How he is feeling at this time about you and this connection. We're just going to jump right in. We're just going to grab a card from each one of my decks. Okay, so we have door transition. I feel like he perhaps wants to open up a new door in this connection. There's something that he wants to do. We have cycles. So it's kind of like it could be that we're cycling through something. It's time. It's time for us to open up a new door. It's time for us to cycle out or transition into a newer energy in our connection. We have restrain. So with the Strength card here, this is an indication to me that this masculine might want to do this, but he might feel like he can't do it for whatever reason. He might feel like he doesn't have enough strength on reserve. He doesn't have what it takes at this time in order to do what he wants to do. So he could be holding back from walking through a new door or walking through, like cycling something out. So there could be something that's holding him back. I'm a better person because of you. So that's a really beautiful message, because this is telling this feminine here that because the feminine is a person that inspires the masculine, whether it's because she has a lot of strength, she has a lot of courage herself, maybe she has held back from this masculine. And so it's actually caused him to have to stand up and be a better person, or even take accountability or responsibility for his actions. So because of her, he might be changing for the better because of what she's either holding back from him or the way that she is conducting herself. It's a very inspirational energy. We have, I just got caught up in the moment. So this masculine is explaining to this feminine some kind of behavior. So whatever behavior may have, taken place in the connection, he is explaining to her, I just got caught up in the moment. And it doesn't mean I didn't know what I was doing. It's just the energy of, in the moment, I just wasn't thinking. In the moment, I just wasn't really thinking about how something would affect you. I just wasn't really thinking. Sorry, you guys, this is a little crooked, so I just want to fix it real quick. I think that's better, I think. So he's explaining this to you, feminine. So if that's making sense to you so far, he wants to transition and cycle into a new energy with your connection. And he is trying to learn from his previous actions, or if there has been any mistakes that have been made on both of your parts. He's trying to just improve his energy. He's trying to improve himself, so that way you guys can get to a much more smoother phase in the connection. But that Strength card means he might be holding back from doing so because he doesn't have the courage or the strength at this time in order to do just that. But he's working on it, is what he wants the feminine to know. It also could be that he's telling her, the reason that I'm restrained right now is because I'm actually caught up in a moment with something else, whether it's another person, a karmic cycle, something that he is trying to transition at this time. He's letting her know, I'm inspired to do the right thing because of you, but right now I'm kind of caught up. He could be telling her that too. So again, take it as it resonates. We have regret. So he has regret over something. There's something that he feels badly for, okay? It could be being caught up in this moment. It could be making a certain choice. So he does feel some sort of sadness and regret. We do have love line, which is revived. So what he's telling this feminine here is that if you guys have been dormant, or if it seems like he doesn't care, He is telling this feminine that my heart still beats for you. This is also something that can be revived. It could be that in this moment, of course, because of circumstances, maybe it can't be, but we can revive this. This love is still alive. My heart is still beating for you. That's what he's telling her. We have inexperienced cove. So it could be also, too, what he's telling her is that he feels quite inexperienced. He may not have what it takes at this time in order to basically take the bull by the horns and do the right thing. He could be very inexperienced when it comes to taking control of his life, or maybe taking ownership for his part of the issues or problems with whatever transpired in the situation. So it could be a little inexperienced, kind of withdrawing into his cove, restraining, going back into his little lion's den, and not quite sure how to revive this situation. But what I do see, though, is that he is feeling regret, and that he does want to transition and cycle out this cycle that you guys are currently in. But right now, he could just feel really caught up by his ego or by his fear or inexperience, okay? He's telling her that too. We have Spirit of Saint Nicholas. We have gifts, generosity, and assistance. So somebody's divine masculine could be named Nicholas or Nick, okay? That could be a specific message for you. But the Spirit of Saint Nicholas is somebody who's definitely just generous. This is unconditional giving. This is just giving to give, not giving to get. So I do feel like he is telling this feminine here that he sees her as this energy of very, very giving. And it could be that he was regretful, perhaps, that he could not give back to her in the same way that she gave to him. And so this is something that, because of my divine feminine, I'm actually inspired to want to be more like her. I'm inspired to want to be able to give in the same way that she gives. So you're actually helping this masculine to change feminine just by your energy, just by who you are, okay? And you might be a little bit more experienced in this department of just being very giving and kind and loving and open. And this masculine may not be so much in that energy. So just knowing you and spending time with you and just going back and forth with you at some point does help the masculine to see who he actually wants to be, which is more in the spirit of Saint Nicholas. Unconditional love, unconditional giving, being kind. I love that. We have 533. A change in scenery may help to clear out the mind. A short trip or vacation may be helpful. So this masculine is telling the feminine, right now, if she is seeing that he is moving, or if she's seeing that he is just kind of on vacation or taking a little bit of a trip or just getting out of Dodge, it's because he's trying to clear his mind. So he's explaining to her, I'm trying to clear my mind. He's also explaining to her that he may want to come together with her, and he may want to just kind of clear the air by getting away from the normal daily grind or your normal setting. So he could want to, revive the connection, go somewhere new, take you on a little bit of an adventure. I feel like in his mind, though, he definitely fantasizes about just being with the feminine in a different realm or a different world, or just something where it's away from your guys' normal daily stuff. That's what I'm seeing with that. We have camera, look, memories. So this masculine wants the feminine to know that he still thinks about her. He still has the memories that they have captured before in his mind. He also may have pictures that he looks at. So this also helps him to kind of revive, still feel something for the feminine. That's beautiful. We also have behavior. I will not engage in behaviors that don't align with my values and belief systems. When I do this, no one benefits. So what he's telling her right now is that his behavior, he could be stuck in the cycle. I'm caught up in a moment, or I'm caught up in a behavior where maybe I am engaging with things that don't serve me. So I'm trying to cycle this out. That's what he's telling her. I'm trying to cycle this out. And I do feel regret for my behavior. I feel badly for it, but I am trying to clear this energy. I am trying to learn from my mistakes. I am trying to value myself more. So not that this is an excuse, but I feel like what's coming through very strongly here is that this masculine is telling this feminine, I'm just not as experienced as you in this department. Try to see me through the eyes of love. Try not to place conditions on me, okay? Really try to hold on to the memories that we had and the memories of the good times that we shared, because that's truly who I am. But my ego and my traumas and just my baggage is getting in the way. And that could just be something that is tearing the two of you apart. So in a way, his higher self is trying to explain to this feminine that he's just perhaps lost in this moment, but his heart is still connected to her. And there is a possibility that they can revive their connection once again down the line. Okay. Now, this masculine is not saying, wait for me. This masculine is not saying, put your life on hold for me. That's definitely not what a higher self would tell another soul. A higher self would basically say, I wish the best for you. You have to take care of yourself at the end of the day. So don't put your life on hold on account of my inexperience. I may still have this entire lifetime that I need in order to continue to evolve as a soul. So you certainly don't want to put your life on hold for the masculine. But this is just what he is wanting the feminine to know at this time. Yeah, so his dark night of the soul right now, his shadow could be this villain of torment, which is the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords can be very cutting and very sharp with his actions or his words. So if this masculine has said or is currently saying negative things to this feminine, or doing things that seem to be very hurtful, very calculating, very out of touch with himself, this is because this is his shadow side. This is a behavior that he would like to clear. But again, if he is stuck in that 3D sense where he's not able to, really transition or cycle out this energy, he's still stuck in the dark night of the soul of this shadow. So he wants his feminine to know that he doesn't want to be this person, but he feels somewhat stuck in this energy and doesn't know how to get out of this energy. So he's working on it. We have unlovable. What he's telling her is that this stems from my own inability to love myself. If I cannot love myself, it is difficult for me to understand how to even love another. He's also telling his feminine, please do not allow my behaviors or my words to make you feel unlovable. This has nothing to do with you and everything to do with me. So he is telling her, don't take my behavior, my actions, my words, and don't internalize that. Don't take it upon yourself and to create this feeling of feeling unlovable. Do not do that to yourself. Try to detach yourself as much as you possibly can and to see things from a much higher perspective, that this is about me, not about you. And we have Lady Midnight. This is sorceress, magic, and hidden motives. So what the masculine is telling this feminine here, this is kind of like, this is how I actually see you. I see you as a magical feminine. I see you as somebody that can have anything that you want. Okay? You can create anything that you want in this life. Now, even though you can't control this masculine and make him grow or make him into the person that you want him to be, you can certainly empower yourself on your own journey, okay? Right now, this masculine may just have some sort of hidden energy. So what this does is it motivates him in a negative way to project outside of himself onto his feminine and other people as well, this darkness. So feminine, what the masculine is saying is to try to do your best to cut away from absorbing this energy and try to really not take it into yourself that this is your issue. This is actually your masculine's issue. So he wants you to remember what a magical being you are, and that you're a sorceress, and that you're somebody that can create your own reality. And your reality does not have to include this masculine doesn't love me. This masculine has said all these terrible things to me. This masculine has done all these dark things to me. You don't have to be in that space, is what his higher self is telling you. Don't allow his behaviors to define who you are. Okay? So really try to hold on to the light of who your masculine is instead of focusing on the dark. Now, when you're doing this, you're not fooling yourself into saying, you know what, my masculine, my masculine hasn't done these things to me. You're just choosing not to hold on to his darkness. His darkness is a part of who he is, but it's not who he is. It's just a part of him. The higher self is who he really is. And that's who you connected with from the very beginning of your meeting. This is the light that you're attracted to in your masculine. So don't let his darkness fool you. Okay? This darkness can also play tricks on you and cause you to feel unlovable. Don't get sucked into the darkness. Really transition and cycle out this energy. Don't absorb it. Deflect this energy. You can love your masculine from afar, but it has to be unconditionally, because the thing is, it's kind of like, I'm only going to love this person or see the light in them when they're doing good things for me or when they're saying all the right things. Unconditional love is about being able to love another soul, but to see things from a higher perspective. And that higher perspective is that who they are and what they do isn't actually who they are. It's about connecting to their soul and that higher vibrational energy. Okay? So let's get the last message. Go with the flow. So this is little Tinkers, my little Tinkerbells. She's saying go with the flow, you know? So this right here is an energy here that your masculine is saying, you've got to go with the flow with this one. You've got to go with the flow with me. I'm not predictable at this point, okay? I'm just kind of flowing from one moment to another. So try not to pin all of your hopes on and dreams on me. Really try not to also look into situations and see things as like, I'm doing this because of this and because of that. Even though, yes, to a point, there is a deeper and hidden meaning behind things, but try not to get caught in that trap of, well, he's saying this, but it really means this or it really means that. I'm just getting here, this masculine is trying to tell this feminine to stop taking his actions and his words and the darkness that has been bestowed upon you in this situation. Stop trying to absorb it and make it your own. Really try to separate yourself from this masculine and the sense that he has his own issues and his own things to work through. And these are not your same situations or your same issues. You've got your own work to do on this journey, okay? But the beautiful thing in this reading here is that this masculine, his heart still beats for his feminine. He still feels the love with this feminine. But the thing is, as long as he's in this dark space, it's not going to help him when she's in the dark as well. If this feminine can get to a place where she is able to give love and she is able to be in that energy where she can see through this darkness and she can see through this illusion of darkness, this is actually something that she can actually create more of a positive outcome in this situation. She can't make the masculine do anything, but this is energy. She can transmute energy. She can help both of them to transition into a new phase and a new cycle in this connection. So this this feminine is quite powerful. But you might not believe yourself to be powerful because you have allowed these shadows to beat you down. And Divine Masculine is telling you, stop doing this. You're much more powerful than this. This is not who you are. Don't allow my darkness to suck you in. You can survive this. So that coming through with Archangel Michael's energy, it's kind of like your masculine's asking you to be very strong. Be very strong, feminine. You are in the midst of darkness right now because of the darkness that he is in. And this is asking you to try to hold on to his energy in a more positive light, because that will also help you to be able to move forward on your journey. Okay? That's amazing. So I hope that you guys enjoyed that and it resonated with you. If it didn't, no worries. You guys can always choose another number. Okay? All right, guys, so if you chose number 2, the Archangel Azrael Nude, let's go ahead and get your messages from your masculine. We have nail, crucify. So there could be some kind of an energy here where somebody was crucified. It could be you. It could be you crucified your masculine. Somebody put a nail in a coffin and just like nailed it shut. So this energy is coming up. The answer is yes. I feel crucified. I have been crucified. I've crucified myself over what has happened in our connection. So I feel like this masculine is confirming for the feminine that he has felt pain. He has felt pain in this situation. We have the Ace of Pentacles. But what he's telling her there, though, is that this has actually been good for me. These shadows or this pain that I had to go through has been very, very good for me because it's helped me to wisen up. It's helped me to see in the areas that I need to grow. It's helped me to want to do better in this life, to plant new seeds for the future. That's beautiful. We have, I know I screwed things up and honestly, I have no idea how to fix it. So again, I've been crucified. I have felt the pain of what I have screwed up here, but I don't necessarily know how to fix it. I don't necessarily know how to come forth and bring you that offer in the material world. I'm just doing what I have to do right now. And what I'm seeing here is that this masculine is saying to his feminine, right now, I feel like the wisest investment for me is in the physical world, in the material world, perhaps in my career, trying to revive something, trying to do something, find myself, find my purpose, etc. We have ignorance is bliss. I feel like this masculine is also telling this feminine here too, that he has, even though he's very aware that he's done something, sometimes it's just easier not to see, not to understand something, just kind of like being in that state of ignorance is bliss, just trying to, shut out certain thoughts, certain words, seeing certain things. So he could have tried to avoid you, feminine, because this brings him pain. That's what I'm getting here. Seeing you, hearing from you, engaging with you brings this masculine pain because it reminds him of how much he screwed up in this connection. That's what I'm getting here. Okay? And that's why right now he's just kind of doing something else because that's what he has to do in order to survive. Wow, interesting energy. Yep, look at that. Lessons. I feel like number 2, your masculine's had a very difficult time. He has felt the pain. He has felt the crucifixion. He has definitely had to learn through his trials and lessons, especially in love. He could have had to learn as well through other relationships too, not just yours. But I feel like he's been through the ringer. And this is Archangel Azrael, number 2, the Nude. And Archangel Azrael is all about death and transition. So, I feel like this masculine has had to go through some heavy shadows and lessons in order to learn something very valuable in this life. But it was to give this masculine the keys that he needed in order to grow. And you're a part of that, feminine. Look at that. Blowhole, releasement. This helps this masculine to release what no longer serves him. So any kind of behaviors that just were not working for him, you're a part of his ascension in this life. So he is telling you, feminine, through releasing you, I have felt crucified. Through you releasing me, I have felt crucified. I have felt the error of my ways. I have felt these lessons. It has been difficult. And I may have tried to ignore it for a very long period of time just to finally hit that wall where it's just like I had no choice but to go through these shadows and to face myself on a very deep level. Yeah, spirit of armor. I do feel like this masculine has tried to put up armor and has tried to kind of be in that energy of not seeing something, not absorbing something, not facing something. But spirit has had a way of coming in and having its karmic way with this masculine. That's what I'm getting here. And he may have this armor now that he puts around himself, really trying to defend himself from ever feeling this type of pain again. But again, what I'm getting here is that spirit has a way of showing this masculine by blocking, by not facing something. There's just, you're always going, oh shoot, sorry you guys. You're always going to be in a situation where you can't hold, you can hold on to energy, but energy eventually has a way of releasing itself. And it can sometimes release itself in very catastrophic ways, kind of like tower moments. So this masculine may kind of be in this energy still where in order to not feel things, he kind of puts his hands over his face, doesn't want to hear it, puts up his shield, but guess what? He is learning in this life by doing that. All he's doing is prolonging the inevitable and prolonging the ascension of his soul. That's what I'm getting with that. 188. What kind of energy are you holding on to? It says your twin absorbs what you feel. Raise your vibration today. So feminines, if you have felt this in your masculine, what is he holding on to? What is he not wanting to face? You may have experienced some of these shadows. You may have experienced some of this pain. You may have taken on some of this energy. And it's because he has been holding on to this. So as you've raised your vibration, what I'm getting is that you've actually helped to release this masculine's energy. Now, you're not doing the work for him, but you have assisted in your masculine's healing. So through your own ascension and through your own work, you guys are like doing this together, whether you know it or not. They absorb your energy, you absorb their energy. So the more that you raise your vibration, the more that they do, the more that you do, this helps the both of you to release so much. That's why it's coming through under Archangel Azrael. This is a very heavy energy. Your twin flame journey and experience could have been very, very difficult, very, very challenging, but it was supposed to be. You guys signed up for this trial in your connection. You guys wanted to learn really heavy lessons for sure. You guys needed to face something in your connection within yourselves. And as ignorant as you guys may have wanted to be or just ignore certain things, Spirit's saying, too bad. You guys signed up for this course and we're going to make sure that we keep you guys on track. So you guys may have tried to defend yourselves, not feel this connection, block the energy, all of that, and just for it to come back. It just keeps bouncing back. I'm seeing that your masculine has tried to defend himself against your energy, but guess what? It's still with him. You may have tried to do the same thing. It's still with the masculine. So you guys are trying to do this where you're trying to block out the connection. But every time you try to do this, it comes back like full force again. So Spirit's telling you there's something for you both to learn here through each other. So just absorb these lessons. Try to release your need to defend yourselves. This is about getting into a beautiful vibration with this twin. Okay? As you heal, they heal, and vice versa. This is really beautiful. Feminine. Okay? So this right here to me is telling me that this masculine is telling this feminine that you are the rose that stands out above all the rest. You're a rose. Okay? You're the cream of the crop. There's no one that can compare to you, feminine. No matter how much I try to ignore you, no matter how much I tried to release you, no matter how much you've ignored me, released me, I still feel your energy. I still feel your energy. Fierce. This is your energy, feminine. It says, I have the spirit of the warrior and will rely upon this energy to get through any challenges that I may face. So you may have really done an excellent job of defending yourself against this masculine. Okay? You may have put up a shield and an armor around yourself in order to block this masculine out, just for this energy to keep creeping back on you. And the reason why is because you're not meant to block this masculine out of your energy field. You're actually meant to deal with something within yourself. And it's helped you to become a stronger person. But what I'm also getting too is that this masculine has shifted his vibration and he's shifted his perception about you. He may have once seen you, perhaps let's just say as ignorant, or seeing you as weak. And I'm seeing here, because you have shifted your vibration and raised your vibration and have stepped into this independent, fierce energy and this warrior, he now sees you as the ultimate divine feminine, like you're in your feminine power. He feels it. I'm also getting too that you're helping this masculine to become strong and to become a warrior and to take control on his journey towards ascension, to step into his divine masculinehood. Love it. Okay, so Siren of Torment is the Queen of Swords, Femme Fatale. I do feel, feminines, whenever I get this card, I know that you, divine feminine, have been the ultimate lesson in this divine masculine's life. He sees you as that. He might be very, very intimidated by you. Okay? We have a very protected energy. I mean, look at this feminine here. She's there. She's looking really good. She's got these two Dobermans at her side, kind of like, do not fuck with me. You cannot come through until you come through correct. So what I'm getting here with that spirit of armor and now the Siren of Torment, this masculine is actually a little bit of afraid of this feminine's fierce energy. So feminines, this is also asking you if you would like to see your masculine again in this life, or be with him, or resolve things in this life, whether it's just a friendship or forgiveness or whatever, whether it's actually something that happens in the physical world or just in your energy field. If you've been holding on to darkness, or if you've been holding on to this energy that you're like, back off, motherfucker, or, I'll never forgive you, this is something that your masculine absorbs from you. So you've got to make sure that you do raise your vibration and that you do soften your energy more like in a feminine way in order for this masculine to face you once again. And so there's something about the energy that you're holding, and this isn't putting it back on you, kind of like, oh, feminine, it's your issue that your masculine isn't returning. That's not what I'm seeing, because I see in the very beginning of the reading here, definitely some energies where this masculine, I feel like this masculine has paid the price, and you might still be like holding the whip. I'm not trying to really laugh about it, but it is interesting. It's like, I have suffered. Oh my gosh, I have learned my lesson. Like, release me, feminine, from this torment. I have suffered enough. It's what this masculine is telling this feminine. Please, feminine, have mercy on my soul. Okay? So this archangel, Azrael, I feel is telling feminine who's watching this video, this is time for you to transition out of this energy. Your masculine has definitely learned a lesson here. Your masculine no longer needs you to be in this hard ass energy. Okay? He can plant new seeds now. He can plant new seeds. He can perhaps, choose to do the right thing. He knows he screwed it up. He knows he did. He knows he screwed it up. And he's paid. But he doesn't know how to fix it. And as long as you're holding onto this energy, if you're not, number 2 may not be for you. But he's absorbing what you feel. So make sure, feminines, that you raise your vibration if you're in that Queen of Swords energy. And the only reason I'm saying that is because he's telling you this. He still feels you in this energy. He feels like perhaps if he were to come towards you, that you would have your way with him, and he feels that he deserves it. So he might just I'm just going to do something else right now. I'm just going to kind of try to just ignore this, because this is tough energy. That's tough energy really for anyone. Okay? Very tough energy for anyone. Yeah, we have distant too. So it could be that he feels just like the connection here. It's like at a distance, he still feels this connection with you. Doesn't matter how long you guys have been astray or separated, he still feels this connection with you. But he also feels very distant as well, as in you're just far removed, you're far gone. It was let's just say for some of you, so long ago. Maybe he even feels that you guys have let him go, and that what is the point of returning? You may not want anything to do with him. I'm getting that energy too. Yep, look at feminine. Whoo! Look at you. Damn. Torture bond. Your masculine has suffered. I'm going to tell you right now. He has suffered. Okay? But what I'm getting here is that as long as you're in this darkness, if this resonates with you, again, choose another number if this ain't your energy. As long as you are still in the energy of trying to torture or punish, or could even be punish yourself, as in you're still in that darkness, you're still carrying around these wounds, you're actually holding yourself hostage and your masculine in this devil's inferno. You guys are both stuck there. So in tarot, we have the Lovers and we also have the Devil. The Lovers is actually the devil. It's the dark and the light of lovers, basically. So we can stay in bondage and shackled in this divine love connection, our twin flame connection, or we can be in the light, in the lover's energy. So I feel like for those of you that chose number 2, this energy has to be transitioned. That's why Archangel Azrael is here. We need to transition this energy. Let's transition from the dark to the light. Okay? We can't pretend that we don't know any better, or that I can't do it, or I don't know how. Spirit's saying try harder. This is also for the masculine. The masculine can't pretend any longer that he doesn't know why this happened, or that I'm not going to come forward because you might be mad at, no. This is an energy here where you've got to see the error of your ways. You've got to see. And I do feel like there has been lessons on both of your sides to learn something here, but definitely crucifying, holding anger, holding resentment, holding blame, all those things. It's going to keep this connection closed. This connection needs to be released. The darkness needs to be released from the connection in order for you guys to shift in a more positive vibration, a more positive way. Yeah, that's what we're getting here. Plan of attack. So this is the thing. It's about attacking these energies and no longer allowing these darker energies to attack you or the masculine. So this masculine wants to create a plan of attack. He wants to release this energy. He wants to have more strength and courage to face the feminine and offer something in the physical world. He wants to plant a new seed with her, but he does not know how. He does not know how. So with number 2, you guys, just because this one was really, really dark, and I don't want to leave you guys in that state of maybe confusion as to what all of this means. When it comes to a plan of attack, what does your masculine plan to do when it comes to you in this connection? Okay. Now, of course, this is dependent upon you holding your masculine's energy in a higher vibrational way. So depending upon how you're holding his energy in the future, what may this plan of attack entail? We have inner child. So it's about facing fears. I love this. This tells me, with these 2 cards here, that your masculine plans to deal with his fears. And he plans to have victory and success over this. He plans to recognize where he may have gone wrong, or where things have gone awry, or why you may have reacted the way that you reacted, and to successfully overcome these things, to have victory and success with moving forward. So this is not a guarantee, but I do feel like this masculine has been stuck in a dark phase for a while, and it may have something to do with where the feminine has been at. This feminine, of course, could have already transitioned out of this energy, and so now this is up to the masculine to make the next move. But what your masculine is telling you in this reading today, feminine, is I have suffered. I have suffered. I have seen the error of my ways. And I see you as someone who is fierce and someone who I am intimidated to come towards, because I know that you're probably going to cut off my freaking head, and I know I deserve it. That's what I'm getting here for you guys. So he might just kind of pretend to just not care, pretend to just be ignorant about the whole situation, but I'm getting he is not. He is not ignorant. He knows the error of his ways. But he might be choosing to focus on other things right now because it's just a little bit easier to do that. But I do see the future. It does look to me like he is successfully getting through some of these feelings of feeling like a child, like a little boy next to the queen. Okay. All right. I know that was pretty heavy, you guys, but that is your message. And it makes total sense to me that was connected to Archangel Azrael. Let's transition out of this energy, feminines. If you're stuck in this energy, it helps your masculine to do the same. All right, you guys, let's move on to number 3. All right, you guys, so if you chose number 3, Archangel Chamuel, let's go ahead and get into your messages. What does your masculine want you to know at this time? Okay, so we have veil hidden. So he could be telling you here, feminine, that there's certain things that he is hiding from you, okay? He might be hiding from you because he's protecting himself. Maybe he's protecting you, doesn't want you to know certain things. We have divine timing. There's something that perhaps maybe he is going to unveil in a certain amount of time. There's some kind of feelings that he has that he's hiding, just certain things that have to do with timing. He doesn't feel like it's the correct time to unveil these things. Yeah, he's still going through something. Trials and tribulations. 9 of Wands is kind of like, I still feel like I need to put my guard up. I still feel like I've got some things that I have to handle. So that's what I'm seeing with this. We have, I'm not the same person that you remember, with, you still hold a piece of my heart. So the thing is, feminines, this masculine's telling you that this isn't anything personal. You're still in my heart, but I'm not the same person that you remember. I'm handling things differently than I handled them before. So you might be looking at your masculine's behavior and thinking to yourself like, well, why isn't he doing this? And why isn't he doing that? I'm getting here that he's actually shifted and changed his vibration in some way. And so he's trying to handle his business differently now. And you might be taking this as he doesn't care. And I'm getting it's actually quite the opposite. He wants to do things differently. He wants to do things better. Look, friend. So it could be that he's putting you in the friend zone right now. He's not trying to come towards you. He's not trying to be romantic with you right now. He just wants to keep the energy friendly, but doesn't necessarily want to move full force into a connection like a romance with you right now. He might just want to keep things very friendly. He doesn't want to be enemies with you. He doesn't want to rock the boat in the connection to where you guys fall apart or are enemies. But again, he doesn't necessarily want to try to come together in a romantic way. It's not personal though, feminines. That's what I keep getting. We have look what the cat dragged in, return and apologies. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of remorse. I feel like there's maybe something that needs to be forgiven. There's some apologies that need to be given. So look what the cat dragged back in. I also feel too, like, let's just say the feminine has something where she returned and she's apologizing for something. What he is, the vibration or the energy that he's giving her is, okay, you know, that's wonderful, but all I can give you right now is friendship. Like he's not ready to embrace her and go back to the way they were. I'm seeing that. And we have hollowed out. Yeah, like this barrel energy. He just feels hollowed out right now. He feels kind of like he doesn't really have anything on reserve to give. There's something going on with him. Yeah, spider, spirit, fate, destiny, free will. So the thing is, when it comes to this connection, there's definitely an element of fate and destiny. Like you guys are coming back together again for a reason. But of course, this masculine has the free will to take it or not take it. But we do have 911. Union is in the air. But are you ready? Take care of any unfinished business now. I do feel like this masculine is telling this feminine from his higher self that I'm taking care of unfinished business. I'm taking care of things that basically are just still not settled for me. 911 is like an urgency energy. Union's in the air. I know that maybe you've returned. I know you're back. I know that we have this opportunity perhaps to come back together, but I'm not taking it because there's still some things that I need to figure out. And it could be that this feminine is kind of putting pressure on the masculine for some, and he could feel this energy coming from her, this urgency of let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. And so I feel like if the feminine does go into that energy, it's actually going to cause this masculine to pull back even further. So be mindful, feminines, of the energy that you are, projecting onto the masculine. Pride. Yeah, there could be some ego and pride here. Like I have too much pride still, too much pride to, do something. I have too much pride to maybe even apologize or say that I'm sorry. Could be like a standoff. Like I'm not going to do this. You're not going to do it. He's not going to do it. And so it's just kind of like this battle of pride and ego. We have mourning. I realize that all endings are opportunities to start anew. So the masculine is also telling the feminine here that the past between the two of them, like things ended for a reason. But there is an opportunity to start new. But the thing is, if he starts new with this feminine, he wants to do it right this time. So that might be why he's kind of holding out for better timing. That's what I'm seeing. Holding out for better timing. Yeah, there's 10 of Swords here. So there's an ending. There's an ending energy here. Kind of like, I don't want to go back to who we used to be. Like that part of our connection is finalized. That part of our connection is over. I don't want to go back to that. So moving forward, if that means that we're just going to be friends right now, that's all I can give you. So this feminine might feel really cut by this. This feminine might feel like it's over for good, like there's no more chance. But that's just her pride and her ego that's basically causing her to feel like, well, if the masculine isn't welcoming me with open arms right now, then that must mean that he doesn't care. And that's not what it is. You do still hold a piece of this masculine's heart, feminine. Yep, excuses. So at the end of the day, I do feel like this masculine is probably giving this feminine some excuses. Yes, he has things that he needs to do and take care of, but he's also kind of putting things off. He's putting off the inevitable of working on this connection with her. He might still be dealing with his own fears. He still might be dealing with his old just triggers, his old issues, shadows, whatever's going on here. At the end of the day, they are just excuses, though. When we don't do things, those are just excuses. We're buying time. We're buying time because either we don't feel like dealing with something, we feel like we can't deal with something right now. They're all excuses. It's all the same. So this feminine, of course, could be feeling this. And that might be one of the reasons why she's kind of feeling like, wow, maybe things are really over with this masculine right now. But at the end of the day, they're just excuses. It's just darkness. It's still shadow. There's still blockages here that this masculine is trying to get through. Yeah. I feel like this feminine feels very turned off by this energy. And I also feel like she also feels like her masculine doesn't like her, that he's turned off by her, that he's repelled by her. And so, of course, someone's behavior towards you, which is like they're not really embracing you and letting you in. Of course, our ego and our pride are going to automatically go to that place, which is, oh, they don't care. Oh, it must be me. Something's going, maybe they're seeing me in a negative light. Again, all of this at the end of the day, it's just shadow. They're just excuses. It's just ego and pride getting in the way. So don't allow your masculine's behavior, feminine, to turn you off to your light. Don't allow him to take you into his darkness or the excuses. Try not to do that to yourself. Really try not to let yourself go back into an old way of coping. Because I feel like there is some sort of an energy that's being presented like a shadow where you can finalize this energy and free yourself from this cycle, an old cycle with this masculine. Okay? But guess what? A piece to this puzzle is in your heart. Be in your heart center. Don't go to the ego. Don't go to the shadow. The shadows haven't worked before and they're not going to work again. So do something different, feminine. Union is in the air, but there's this shadow and this urgency to handle the maggot in the room. And the maggot is the darkness, the excuses, the ego, the pride, all that stuff, all the things that we believe, all the things that we actually want to believe. It's easier to believe the negative than the positive. So there's something about shifting your thoughts and elevating your mind during this time with whatever shadows are being dealt to you. This is an opportunity for you to clear this cycle, feminine, and free yourself from this. And I feel like once you close out this chapter or this cycle when it comes to your masculine and not taking this personally and not taking this to a negative place and really mastering this lesson once and for all, it's actually going to get you guys back on the path towards what you're destined for, which of course could be union. But there's a veil here, and this veil means that there's something being hidden. There's something dark here. But there is a lesson in this darkness. There's a blessing in this darkness. That's what I'm getting here from Spirit. There's a lesson in this darkness. This masculine is deliberately perhaps even testing the feminine, or he is putting up his shield against the feminine to see what she'll do. Don't fail this test. And it's not about playing games, and it's not about even proving anything to your masculine. Prove it to yourself. Prove it to yourself that you're not going to allow somebody else's darkness to become your insecurity, that you're not going to absorb their stuff, that you're not going to make it about you again or this time around, that you're going to finally clear this energy once and for all. You're not going to allow this masculine's excuses or this masculine's need to stay in the dark or this masculine shadow to be yours any longer. You're going to clear your own energy and step away if you need to from this masculine, whether it be from here on out or temporarily or whatever you want to do, because you have the free will to do whatever you want to. And move forward with your heart still in place with him. Don't take the hate with you. Don't take the shadow with you. Don't allow that energy to reside within you. Take the light of who this masculine is. See through the illusion of this darkness. And that's why the veil's here, is because there's an illusion here. There's an illusion here that you need to see through. And you may have failed this test before to where you were just like, nope, this masculine's a pile of shit. I'm done. I'm sick of this. I'm done. But then what happens is when you walk away with this energy, guess what? You're still connected to him. You're still feeling this energy. It still hasn't gone anywhere because you haven't aced this lesson. So Spirit's saying, don't take the dark energy with you this time. Step away with love. See him through the eyes of love. Keep him in your heart space, in that beautiful heart chakra energy. Keep it in a very unconditional, forgiving space. If your masculine is just still in the dark and he's still not able to move forward at this time, this is about allowing yourself to experience the situation differently this time. Unleash your beast. You may want to unleash your beast on this masculine, okay? You do. You may want to tell him to fuck off. That's what I'm getting. But guess what? That's not going to help you. That is not going to resolve anything. That is not going to do anything but cause you to take the darkness with you again. So you've got to not allow this shadow, this illusion to turn you off and turn off your light once again. So feminine, if you've gone through a cycle with this masculine before, I almost feel like number 1 could also be a part of your message too. You guys might want to watch number 1 because for me, number 1 and you know what? Sometimes these entire readings are connected. So the whole thing could be connected, but unleash your beast in a positive way. What is the beast? Strength, the lion. That's why my little Tigger's here on this card is dressed up like a little lion. He's got the little lion's mane, right? The lion is very courageous and strong. Unleashing your beast doesn't mean that you have to unleash your ego and pride and go crazy. Sometimes restraining ourselves and being in that energy of forgiveness and seeing the light in people, that requires greater strength than just unleashing your fury on them. So there's something about keeping your energy in check this time, feminine. And don't allow this masculine to get under your skin. Don't allow this masculine to bring up these shadows within you again. Don't allow him to infuse you with this darkness and this poison once again. So there's a test here. So he's telling you here from his higher self, don't let me do this to you once again, because there's a part of me that's testing you that feels that you're just going to go to this place that you always say you're not going to, but you're going to. So I don't know why. Well, actually I do, but for those that chose number 3, I hope this resonates for you. Okay. And if it doesn't, no worries. You guys can choose another number. I hope that you guys enjoy these messages today. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.